So it's Marty from the Suit Depot again. Today I want to talk about a problem a lot of us are having now, and that is salt stains on your shoes. Ideally, I would have been wearing rubbers on these shoes not to ruin them. They're a great pair of shoes. I really like them, and I've killed them. I've done this multiple times, but I have also revived them. So I'm going to show you how to remove the salt stains from your shoes. It's really easy. We're going to go through the whole process, which is removing the salt stains, nourishing the shoes so they're back to their original state, and then polishing them. We might break up the video into two parts and make the polishing separate. So you start off with a little bit of water, equal parts water and white vinegar. Regular white vinegar, don't need to measure it out exactly as long as it's close. And you want to take an old sock and dab the solution onto the shoe. Now some people are just going to polish over it. You don't want to do that because it's just, the salt's still going to be there. It's going to eat away at the leather. And if you leave it over there, you will change the color, but you're not going to actually remove the salt. The vinegar will get rid of those salts. So you just want to go over it. Don't put too much water. The point's not to soak it. It's sort of just to rub it off. Now we're going to do this to both shoes and let them dry to make sure the salt stains are completely gone. We might need a second application as well to get rid of it completely. Once it's dry, we'll come back to it and we'll go on to stage 2. We apply the vinegar solution on there. I ended up, after it dried, I still saw some salt stains, so I did a second round of that, and that completely got rid of the salt stains. You want to make sure there's no salt stains left. These shoes have gone through a few treatments, so you'll see some scarring over there. That happens the longer you leave it. The sooner you get to this, the better your chances of getting rid of the salt stains and preventing any of the scarring on the leather. Even so, it's still a great pair of shoes and we can still revive them. They might still show some scarring later, but it won't be very noticeable. Next stage is a conditioner, a leather balm. You could even use a cream polish will work as well. You want to nurture the leather. So I'm going to put some of it on my cloth over there and I'm just going to rub it in. I'm trying to nurture the leather, soften it a little bit because the salt dried it up, and then when I put the vinegar treatment, that just made it worse. So we're going to try to rub that in. Like I said, you don't need to use a leather conditioner. You could really use anything that will soften the leather. It could be a cream polish, it could be a leather balm. A balm is probably actually a little bit better, or a cream polish, but the conditioner will work fine as well. So you really want to rub that in, especially the areas that were dried out. So we're going to do both shoes and we're going to let it dry for a bit, a couple minutes. And then we are going to go to the last stage, which is basically polishing your shoes. Okay, after you let it dry a little bit from the balm or lotion you used, now we're going to start the polishing process. You can use the old sock, it pretty much works for all these things. I know people sell brushes and all that stuff. I don't waste money on any of those. There's always an old undershirt, old sock, easy to wrap your finger around, much simpler to use. Personally, I use a little bit of burgundy polish for my brown shoes. I think it adds a very nice hue to it, like it gives it a richer color, but you can use just the standard brown polish for yours. This actually does pretty much the same thing as the leather lotion does. The lotion is a little richer, goes in a little bit better. That's why I did both. You really don't need to. You can skip straight to the step using cream polish. So you're going to generously rub that in everywhere. Don't use too much at a time. Make sure it's fully in the shoe before you go to the next one. Basically just go around circular motions, finish the whole shoe, and we're going to buff it when we finish. Polish in. A little tip, if you like a burnished edge on the toe and the back, I use blue polish. The reason is blue absorbs a lot better than black, and once you put it in, it does look black and it actually stays in there. So now I'm just going to buff the shoes. When you're buffing, just move back and forth really quickly. The friction is what is going to make the wax and the polish slowly melt away into the shoe and fill the pores. So that's actually going to help also for the future for waterproofing. Cream polish doesn't have such a high wax content like the wax-based ones, which is like the Kiwi one right here in the tin, so we're going to do that actually afterwards to really seal the shoe better for the winter wear. So basically just go back and forth on the shoe till you really get a high shine going. Do that on both shoes, and then we're going to go and apply the wax polish. So now we buffed it up a bit. Normally I would buff it with a cloth afterwards, but being that I'm about to apply my wax, so I'm going to skip that step, and we'll do that afterwards. So same concept over here. Rub your finger in a little bit, swirl it around. If it's too hard your wax, add some hot water. It'll help melt the wax and you'll get more on your finger. Now, when you're doing the wax, you want to get a high gloss on the tip on the front area where you're not bending the shoe. So you're going to go in a little bit deeper and harder over there. You'll do a thinner coat all over the shoe, but this area doesn't bend. Once you get past here, it starts creasing, so it's just going to come off anyways with time. So you're not going to be able to get that much into there. But this area here, you really could rub it in well, and you're going to get that mirror shine. You can do it a few times. So we're going to do it once the whole shoe, then we're going to buff the whole shoe, and we're going to go again and do it on the tip a couple more times, because that's really where you want to get that high shine, and you really want to protect that area. So just smooth circular motions over there to really get it in through the whole shoe. Okay, so now that we already added our wax, we're going to buff it again. This time we want to get a great shine because this is our last application. So if you go a little faster, you'll really get that shine into the shoe. And now my last stage, I take the sock and I'm going to buff the edge, just because, again, that friction is really going to get it shine over there on the edge. So I need you to hold it between my legs like this and just go back and forth. I'm not going to do the whole shoe like this. I am going to rub the cloth over the shoe just briefly, but I'm really going to focus on the tips because that's really where you want the highest shine on your shoe. And you can see that is like a mirror. Now I can get a higher gloss, basically just add more wax. Repeat the process with the wax on the tip. If you do it every couple of weeks, it'll last you usually from polish to polish. Okay, so here we have it, finished product. From white salt stains to shiny, beautiful, rejuvenated shoes. Now, if I would have caught the salt stains earlier, you wouldn't see any of the scarring over here. There is some slight scarring, but definitely still wearable. I'm definitely keeping this every time I go out into the snow, every couple of years, I let it sit. I haven't been taking great care of these shoes, and that's why they got to the state which they did. So I'm going to try to waterproof these a little bit better so that I can go through these snows. Now, if you can, wear rubbers or try to maybe take a garbage pair of shoes when it's really salty on the ground, but I still, being that I'm going to wear these, I know myself, I'm going to wear one of my dress shoes, so I'm going to try to waterproof these a little bit better. So just a standard waterproofing spray. I'm not going to do it on the table, don't want to ruin that. So I'll put this on the ground over here, spray one layer over it, and just let it dry really. This should go into it, clog all the pores, and by the time we get back when it's dry, we should have a waterproof shoe. And now that shouldn't affect the shine because it's going to go on top of that. So we should get a really nice shine on the shoe, and we'll show you the finished product once it dries.